Hey guys, I didn't see you. Welcome to a new video of Touch of Magic. Today we have a very special Christmas edition in which we're gonna show you some of our Christmas baking and DIY ideas. Which is brilliant because it's Christmas in just a week from now. Before we begin the video, subscribe to our channel and like this video somewhere down below, and follow us on Instagram. We share a lot of Disney related baking and DIY inspiration with photos, videos and reels. Let's start with the first baking idea. Have you seen these lovely gingerbread cookies in Minnie and Mickey? How adorable, and they're really easy to make with this classical gingerbread recipe. Let me show you how. When making the gingerbread cookies, mix the butter, sugar and syrup into a creamy mixture. Add the eggs and stir well until every ingredient has been taken in. You should mix the flour, gingerbread spices and salt on forehand in a separate bowl. Next, you can gradually add this to the other mixture. By the way, make sure all ingredients are on room temperature before you begin. It's not bad if the dough is sticky. It actually has to be sticky. The reason of it is the usage of syrup. Divide the dough into two parts. Bring the parts in shape as known in the video. Wrap the parts in plastic foil and let the dough rest for at least 4 hours before cutting the cookies. Preheat the oven at 160 degrees or 320 degrees Fahrenheit. Roll out the dough on a flour covered kitchen worktop as you can see, and cut out the cookies and bake them for 16 minutes. How to make those figurines? We actually printed on paper and you just can't overdraw them. It's really easy. So now the cookies are baked, you should let them cool down. Now you can make the royal icing by mixing the powdered sugar, the water and the protein powder until you have a nice frosting. We use different colors of frosting, so you should color them. We use white, you don't have to color white, red, green and black. And now we decorate. For the Mickey and the Minnie, we use the same line at the edge of the cookie. Make some scribbles on the ears and on the hands like a classic gingerbread cookie. Make some dots for the cheeks and a starting point for Mickey's bow. And some little hearts and dots for the knots and it because it's cute. Now we move on to the black, which we use for the mouth. And the nose and the eyes. It's actually that simple. Add some details with some white polka dots and a green bow tie for Mickey. How lovely looks that? Really Christmassy. Second idea is Mickey ornaments. And you only need larger ornaments and some smaller ornaments. And it's really quick and easy and you can hang them in the tree like that. For the Mickey ornaments, you need 2 small ornaments and 1 large. The first step is to cut off the crown of both the small ornaments. We use simple plain silver ornaments. You could also use other colors like red or green if you like. So now you have the 2 ears. Next step is to determine where to place those ears on the large one. Glue the small ornaments and glue them to the large one. Just push it a little bit and here you go, your Mickey ornaments. Do you want to build a snowman? We already did, and we're gonna show you how to make these Cuties! Oh, they're so adorable. Are they cuter than Olaf? Can you tell? It's time for the little Mickey snowmans. It's really easy to make. You're actually gonna make 2 big pompons and 2 small ones. So let's start. The first thing you need to do is round the spool of wool on the pompon maker. There are more ways than this to make it, but I guess it's pretty accessible on Amazon to buy it. So you're gonna click the 2 heads together and cut the wool so you actually have like this really rough pompon kind of thingies. But how are you gonna pull them together? Well, Mark is gonna show you. Pull a string in the middle, tie it with a knot like this, and remove the pompon makers really carefully. And now you actually have a rough pompon. So this is the first step. So you're actually gonna make 2 medium-sized pompons and 2 small-sized pompons. Those small ones are for the ears. So in the meantime, we're gonna cut the nuts. We choose red, but you could also use black. But red is a more festive color and more Mickey and Minnie. So cut the pompons a little bit because it's a little bit rough, make it more elegant. We use a wire to connect the pompons together. Now we have the body and the head, and now it's time to put on the ears. What is a Mickey snowman without ears? Put on the nuts and just make sure it sticks. So now it's time for the eyes. We use a kind of silk or something like it's like some kind of fabric. It's really easy and you can buy it at a craft store and glue like the wires to it so we can put it in a Mickey pompon. And now it has eyes and a nose. But now it's time for the finishing touch, which is a little scarf which we used a red ribbon for. And you can make it as the same as Minnie, so you have a pair of little snowmen. Our second to last DIY idea, the Christmas lantern. But don't get confused, you can also use it for Easter or Halloween next year. So it's really sustainable. It's one for the DIY lovers. Lantern is one for the true DIY lovers. You have it on every other night. And you can make it however you like. We actually already have a Halloween one, but you can save it up for Easter. Let's get to the lantern. What you're gonna do first, what you saw Mark doing, was making 3 trapeze kind of figures with a pencil, and then a little square in the middle and another trapeze. This is the body of the lantern. Make sure you don't forget the sides to where you can fold it, otherwise you can glue it together. It's a lot of testing and trial, and the most important part is that it's equal, because otherwise you have an uneven lantern. As you saw Mark doing, he made one mold for everything, then cut it out with a cardboard cutter, box cutter. I think that's way more easy than a pair of scissors. Don't forget to also cut out the inside. Make that as even as possible. You can use something to measure that with. Next step is making not the body, but the head of the lantern, by making one square in the middle and a kind of more widened trapeze kind of thingies. Don't forget the sides where you can fold them. And as you can see, Mark is cutting them out with the box cutter again. We do it on the ground, but we also use like a little plank so our floor doesn't get all rubbish. It's very lovely to see him doing that. Don't forget the sides to fold it. And then you have the head. This is also for the head. This is a square, so you can put it under the head. Not like under, but on the head, on the others on the side so it has more body. So next step is gluing the body of the lantern. We use a glue gun, but you can use regular glue. This is what the folding lines are for. Don't forget them. And don't forget the insides. Now we're going to do the head of the lantern. It's actually really easy. It's maybe a lot of work, but it's a great thing to do on a Christmassy morning when you have nothing else to do. Like maybe unwrapping presents or I don't know. But if you have not, don't worry, we got you. This thing gives the head of the lantern a little more structure, and it gives it more of a way to lay it on the lantern. In that way, it's really easy to actually take the lantern off and replace the lamp, replace the drawings within, so you can actually change it every season. So next part is painting, because a cardboard color is not very attractive, isn't it? Is it? No, it's not. We painted it for like 2 times because the cardboard color was pretty strong. Make sure it's full coverage by doing it twice, like Mark does in this video. We use black because it's the most basic color and you can use it every season. But if you or your kids maybe like a pink one, what's gonna stop them? Oh, here we have the mold that Mark used previously. So we can cut out the paper. We use like a really thin paper to cut it out because that's way more beautiful when it shines through. You probably have seen it. And now we're gonna glue it to the lantern. And we have a plastic. This is just your regular plastic paper, and you can draw over the lines. You can choose every figurine you like. We just got them off the internet, and you can choose everything you like. Just draw it in with a fine liner, more like really a black bold pen, otherwise it won't be seen. Cut it out. Oh, it's very lovely. This is gonna be so lovely. Just put the drawings on the inside. Really make sure it pushes really well together. Otherwise you won't see them as clear. So, put the lamp on top and just put the light out. Ain't it lovely? This is our Mickey wreath. Roughly inspired by the one in Disneyland Paris. Hashtag keep the magic alive. And it's actually really easy and cheap to make. And we're going to show you how to do that. And everything you can find in your garden center or in your Home Depot. The first step of making the Mickey wreath is to tape the pipes together until you have a Mickey shaped kind of pipe. Then you put on the wreath on the Mickey shaped pipe. We bought this wreath at a garden center, but you could also buy it at a Home Depot. What you could also do is to buy 1 large wreath and 2 smaller ones, but in our experience it's way more expensive. We used a wire to make sure it is steady and it holds. So now the wreath is done, it's time for our next step, which is decorating. We used Christmas lights. And make sure to put it in a nice pattern. The next step is putting on a bow and the ornaments. We use different kind of colors, but you could choose every color you like. We actually inspired a little bit of the Mickey wreath in Disneyland Paris. This is the end of our video. We really hope you enjoyed it and you're gonna make some of our ideas. share them with them on Instagram. And which idea did you like the most? Comment it down below. But for now, we're gonna say goodbye. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Goodbye, have a lovely evening, and happy holidays.